Gentlemen, it is the Gorilla Press Podcast. We're back here to entertain you on the Gorilla Press news page. We've got the monstrous Toaster Adamas. That is what he's going to be called from now on. Fuck the Tony shit. He's going to be the Toaster Adamas. I'll be known as Tricky Trey. That's what they call me at work for some reason. I don't know why. It's because I have somehow fucking fooled management a few times. And that's why they call me that at work. So you can call me whatever you want to. Trey, Tricky Trey. We got Tony, Toaster Adamas. Let's quit talking about the names. Let's talk about wrestling news. It was a big week. And right after we filmed last week's Gorilla Press podcast, a lot of news came out, Tony. And I remember messaging you being like, wow, this is some late breaking news.
I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The relationship.
Yes. Yeah, let's start talking about that first. Before we get on to Raw, let's talk about the new relationship between TNA and WWE, which was announced last Thursday. Big blockbuster announcement. They announced that the NXT people would be at Genesis, the TNA pay-per-view this past Sunday, and they had some people show up like Cora Jade. They had the NXT tag team champions show up. It was a big show. JBL showed up to help Joe Henry capture the TNA championship finally. They didn't pull the trigger at Bound for Glory back in October. They didn't pull the trigger this past summer, but they finally gave the fans what they wanted and had Joe Henry go over clean against Nick Namath, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. Now, Tony, Toaster Adamas, let's talk about this Toaster. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the NXT or WWE and TNA relationship. What do you think about this? Is it a good thing, bad thing, or does it even matter?
Love the fact that I think you could honestly say now that TNA is the number 2 in the world. I think they're above AEW now, especially because of the relationship with WWE.
I would have to disagree with that. Simply because, to me, what predicates a wrestling company being successful is television rights. Whereas WWE, there's no doubt, is number 1. They're the king. Think about it. They're big globally. They are on Netflix now globally. They are on the USA Network. They have Peacock.
You don't think TNA can be?
Peacock. They have a Peacock deal. They have a CW deal. They are number 1 without a doubt. So who is that number 2? Okay, this is why I think AEW is number 2. AEW is number 2 with securing the Max deal. And on top of that, they're on TBS and TNT, all with Warner Brothers Discovery deal. Those are big networks. That is a big platform to be on Max. It has HBO, it has Discovery, it has all this stuff. So to me, they are making the most money, second most money of any wrestling company, more than New Japan, more than any other wrestling company in the entire world. So that secures the spot at number 2 for me. Now, creatively, I would have to go with TNA. I enjoy watching TNA better. I believe that it's booked way better. And I love that the fact that they're working with WWE now. Now, I do feel like WWE's always going to hold them back somewhat. They're always going to keep them close to them, about keeping your enemies closer, right? That old saying.
I don't know. This looks like they're going all in with them. This feels.
It is, and they've got a multi-year deal, with them. But they don't want TNA. Make no mistake about it. They don't want TNA taking away any of their steam, and they don't want TNA taking away any of their television rights.
But they want TNA to take away from AEW.
Yes, they're fine with that. I think they would be perfectly happy with TNA being a solid number 2. And here you are, little brother, that we talked about last week. Here you are, little brother. Yeah. Here's what we don't have time for. You can have the scraps, kind of deal, right? But don't get me wrong. I applaud Triple H Paul Levesque. I applaud the fact that he's working with other companies now, like
Yeah,
what
man.
TNA, GCW to a certain degree, other wrestling companies. He's working with everybody but AEW. How about that? How
That's
about the
how.
fact that he's working with everybody but AEW? This should be a learning moment for the owner of AEW, Tony Khan, not to get out there and lose your temper over WWE scheduling a show the same time as your show, or whatever the case may be. You taking all the shots that you took at WWE. Because let me tell you something, Tony. I feel like if Tony Khan, TK, wouldn't have went out of his way to slam WWE on several occasions, I do feel like that door would have been open for an AEW and WWE. I do. I really do.
I
But
don't.
I do. Why not? Why not?
Because they are, no matter what they say, they are competition. With that amount of money, you do not want that guy getting any traction. That's a, to me, it just seems like
Well, you just proved
WWE
my
is
point that
making
they're number
sure.
two, though, in
You're
TNA's
right. No, no,
crew.
no. No doubt. Look, I understand economically and all that, they're number two. I'm talking about the perception right now. You know, TNA working with WWE, that's really big for them. Eyes are going to go, oh, look at this. People that don't know what TNA is, now they're going to know.
Right.
And like you said before, WWE has a CW deal, USA, Peacock. TNA is going to
Netflix.
benefit off that. TNA will benefit off of all that.
How will they benefit off all that?
They'll be on the
Just the
shows.
exposure? You're talking about the
Yes, they'll
exposure?
be on the shows.
Well, to me though, they're only working with NXT as of right now, and NXT is on CW. Still great exposure. Don't get me wrong. And to
Right.
me, TNA is now, you didn't really have a solid three. To me, they are a solid three. There is no one
Okay.
near them. Maybe you can argue New Japan. You can't argue ROH to me. They're
They're
absolutely
AEW.
obscure. I remember when ROH was a solid number two at one
Yeah.
point.
It could have been.
Um,
Yeah. You could have said that.
you could have definitely argued before
Yeah.
there was an AEW. You could have definitely argued that ROH
Right.
was a solid number two, but ROH nowhere near there. GCW to me, somebody tried to argue GCW could be the number three. I'm like, GCW is not the solid number three because GCW has no television deal. They have no weekly show. They have very successful pay per views. I'll give it to them, but they're also selling out pretty small arenas. So to me, no doubt, TNA's securing their big Canada deal with Sportsnet and securing this deal with WWE. TNA has made all the right moves, and they are a solid number three, but they are
I
not
think
number two.
I don't know. I feel the fans are more into it in TNA. I feel the fans are very bored at AEW when I watch it.
I think their fan base, you've gotten a real feel of what their solid fan base is because they have kept the same million viewers or whatever it is. They've
Pretty
kept,
good.
or no, it's not
Pretty
even
good.
that much. It's around 800,000, 700,000 some weeks.
Bad.
Those are hardcores and they're not
That's
going
not.
anywhere.
They're
And
not
they
going nowhere.
love the way it's booked. They love that you can see a pay per view match on Dynamite and just throw it out there. They just, to me, nothing is built up very special in AEW basically with top matchups. What I mean, we've talked about it last week.
We've talked
Who
about
is their
this. Yeah.
top face?
Yeah. I don't want to kill them too much.
Who's their top face? Who's their top face?
We're talking about AEW.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go Osprey.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess.
I get. That's what I'm saying. Like, look at that. Like, I guess.
Yeah, and he lost
That
to
sucks.
Darby Allin.
It just sucks that we have to go through this. Like, when a guy that has all this money can make a wrestling company. So I want AEW to succeed. I really do, man. I just wish it didn't suck to me. Oops, did I say that? Yeah, I wish it didn't suck. It
You
sucks.
know, in the last few weeks, though, I have noticed their storylines aren't good, but they've been
It
consistent
got better.
with
I said
what
that
they've
last
been
week.
building with Mariah May and Tony Storm, with the Death Riders and Edge and FTR. Now they're sticking with that. They're not going there. But here's what I noticed is that Edge and FTR are feuding with the Death Riders, right?
I guess.
This is what makes AEW so confusing, and I finally figured it out. Because they're
Okay.
feuding with them, but then all of a sudden, they're in a damn feud with the Learning Tree that following Saturday after they had just feuded with Death Riders. And that feud's not over, right? So they're feuding with two different factions at once.
Too
That
much
is
shit going on.
confusing to a casual
Confusing.
viewer. That's why they can't get casual viewers, because it's like, wait a minute, they were just feuding with them. What? Are they feuding with two different? What? Wait a minute. What?
Too much
Oh,
going on, man.
it's the Death Riders too. They attack everybody, so they've got so many enemies. The Death Riders. It's like it's very confusing, man. Just give us Edge and Moxley as your top feud. Just give us that, and just keep it simple. For God's sakes. All
Oh my
right.
God. Just keep it simple, please.
Right.
Like, like that other show that I'd like to talk about right now, if we can. Raw.
Oh, let's talk about Raw.
That was a good show. I
Right.
thought Raw was a very good show.
I thought it was a very good show as well.
I thought it was a good show. I enjoyed this one. We like storylines and everything, angles. That happened more this week.
Sammy and
And
Rollins.
can I say it? Can I say it, Trey?
Yeah,
It
go ahead. I know what
happened.
you're gonna say.
It happened. A heel finally won.
Ding 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 ding.
Nia Jax is the first heel to ever win a match in the Netflix era on Raw.
Congratulations, Nia Jax.
Congratulations, Nia Jax.
And congratulations the heat that Nia Jax gets. You know what? I've been a hater
I'm a
of Nia
fan.
Jax, but let me tell you something, man. This woman gets some heat. When she comes out, she's getting like that. Well, that New Day heat, that has progressed as well. The
I
New
love the
Day
New
stuff
Day.
progressed. We
I
have
love it.
we have something starting up again with how in the hell has Owens and Sami Zayn, two guys that have faced each other so much in WWE, so much in ROH, how are they still making it compelling that
I was, that,
there's something going on there now? Now
that's the
you've got
word.
something brewing between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And
Now
and
look,
they just didn't throw out that, well, Sammy's a face now, and Owens is a heel, and now Owens is going to crap on Sammy. They didn't do that. I love how they blurred the lines. I love how he's like,
yeah.
"Hey, you're still my buddy. You're gonna have my back, right? Right?
Now look,
You know what I'm saying?
now
I
look.
love it, man.
We just said there's so much going on in AEW, but it's so much shit. There's so much going on in WWE, and we're
But
not
it's
complaining about that,
no,
right? It's
no,
going on, but it's going on great.
it's the way the stories are built
Yeah,
and
man.
designed, and the architect of these storylines, and the fact that we get these little, they just give you just a little bit to keep you hanging on. Well, AEW's like, oh, you want to see MJF versus Will Ospreay? Fuck it, let's put it out there, right on Dynamite. We'll just put it right out there. Fuck building it for the biggest show of the year, my biggest
Unbelievable.
face and my biggest heel. We're just gonna put it out there. We're gonna build it for 1 week. We're gonna put it on Dynamite, and then we'll give you the rematch at the pay-per-view. Sorry, you already blew your load.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I right?
I mean,
I feel like I'm
just
preaching here.
like, look, let's go back to Raw now and look at what they're doing with Penta. I mean, they had this guy. AEW had this guy. I swear, Triple H is just doing this on purpose to be like, look what we can do that you cannot do.
Yeah, he's an absolute star in the making. He's going to make them a
Yeet.
heck. He's going to make them a ton of money in the Mexican market, in the Mexico market.
Yeah.
Especially you got Backlash coming up. Uh, you could put him in a prominent feud or a title match, or you could do anything. Anything you do with him on Backlash is going to make you so much money. Is going to get such a reaction
You
out of the Mexican crowd. I can't wait.
you know, I'm not sure if they're gonna do it then, but they gotta be building to him versus Ray. That has to happen. That's the
Yeah, that's
match.
that's eventually gonna happen. But those both of them being face, you got to kind of like,
That's the match, bro.
I know, man. I almost want
That's
to
the
see him
match.
go heel, at some point. I know right
Some
now they're
point.
capitalizing on the mass sales and everything, but
Oof.
the guy is a great heel as well.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that yet. I mean, yeah, I don't see that happening for a while.
No, he's too
Nah.
over as a baby face, and it's hard to get people over as baby faces. But they have they don't have a lack of baby faces. We talked about that last week.
Yes, we
There's
did
a
talk about
lot
that.
they
A lot of
need,
baby faces.
and this is a rare time in history where you can say this. They need more heels
Oh yeah.
and
Oh
stronger
yeah.
heels. Yeah.
Big time. Big time.
You look at Drew McIntyre suffering another loss this week. I don't think it hurt him too much, but
Nah,
they do have to be very, very careful with him
I
losing
agree.
against Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. They were both beat at times almost, and it was like one of those surprise roll up wins, which I.
Triple H has that old school mentality where, look, faces win, heels lose. And that's just how it's always been.
Mhm.
You know, heels lose. But, that's how it was in the 80s, really.
Well,
I
yeah, I mean, yeah, with maybe in WWE, definitely,
Yes,
but
WWE.
a lot of
WWE.
territories, NWA, they did I mean, they basically ran off heels, and then the face would chase. That's how they made a ton of money. But WWE was the exact opposite. WWE wanted your main Superman who, you know what I mean. He's gonna beat everybody. He's I guess that's why they did it is for merchandise purposes.
I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
All right, we're back. We had some technical difficulties. We were talking about Raw. We're going a little bit long. Let's go ahead and give our thoughts on Raw. What you liked, what you disliked about Raw. Go ahead, Tony.
No, I liked Raw. I liked it. I like the New Day. I love the New Day. I've been waiting to see the New Day come back. Um, I thought Penta was great. I, I I thought the show was good. I thought the main event was good. You get good action on Raw.
Yeah,
The
yeah, you
Penta
are.
match was good. The main event was good. You get some good matches, man. I like that style. Give me that WWE style. I like that style. That's just me. I don't know. I don't know. People love the AEW style, like that kind of work. I don't like that kind of work.
Yeah,
I
I
like
mean, you're just
storytelling in matches.
right. Like I was saying before, basically they just throw out big name matchups. They don't do any kind of build, it feels like. I'm not going to harbor on and shit on AEW so much. I just want to talk about what I love from Raw. And what I love from Raw,
What did you love, Trey? What did you
I
love?
love the New Day story. I love the
Love
New
it.
Day heat. I love that they're building Nia Jax for Rhea Ripley, and that's going to be a nice feud. You've already done that feud, but it already feels fresh because it's been a while since Nia and Rhea Ripley have feuded before, right? Do you not remember them feuding earlier this year? That's a credit to WWE for almost making you kind of forget about it because
I
now you
guess
got it and it feels a lot fresher. Um, what else did
they
I like?
built up.
Oh,
They
go ahead.
built up Saturday Night's main event pretty well.
Right, right. Yeah, exactly.
The
All
whole
those
show.
matches were kind of built up not very long and they feel great and they feel like they have been built up for a while. That's great, but talking about
I,
stuff I love from Raw, I want to say this. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Rollins, Drew McIntyre are all kicking ass, man. From this past Monday,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stuff, and I love uh how Rollins is. I don't know if he's slowly
We don't
turning
know
heel or
yet.
face. That's the great thing about it is that they keep you intrigued with that story. So those are the things I loved about Raw. The things I didn't like about Raw, not much to really gripe about. I'll be honest with you, man.
I have a very unpopular opinion.
Okay, go ahead.
I believe Gunther bores me.
Okay.
Gunther's been boring the hell out of me, man. The promos are very monotone, and he just bores me, man. I don't know. The matches are good, of course,
I think
but
his best storytelling is in the
he's
ring.
calling the guy a dork. You
I don't think
know,
that's the
he's pulling
point. He's
Jake.
just a very
He's.
straightforward. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know. I feel he's
he
got to have
speaks
some
to
more.
me. He speaks some truth in some of his promos. So I don't mind him as much. I do think them flirting with him being a baby face is not really working for me. To me, you could almost say, and not that I think Gunther is bad on the mic, Gunther could almost benefit with some kind of mouthpiece. Just something to.
Yes, yes, he could
I don't know
really
why
use
they
the match.
broke up Imperium. I
And
enjoy
Ludwig Kaiser, that's what it was.
I
Kaiser
enjoyed
was his
that, man.
mouthpiece.
I enjoyed that
He
he
could
would
really
help
use a
him win and
manager.
that he would get on to him when he would lose and you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know why they dropped that so soon.
I don't know. I don't know. I think the title reign's a little weak too. Honestly, I think both world title reigns are a little weak to me.
They've been underwhelming. For me,
They've been,
I've heard a
yeah,
lot of complaints about the Cody one. Hey, this is exactly what I expected. When John Cena won the world title, it was exactly what I expected. When Roman Reigns first won the world title, it's exactly what I expected. It's out of the WWE playbook. They pick their
it
main
is.
guy, and that main guy is booked very, very strong. And if he loses, it's from some major bullshit. It's always been done like that in WWE from the Bruno Sammartino days to the Bob
True.
Backlund days to the Hulk Hogan to the Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and the list goes on and on of who has been the guy. And Cody Rhodes is that guy. Cody Rhodes is here to bring the children in and be the face of the company, the ultimate good guy. Cody Rhodes is always going to be chasing for the world title or is going to be world champion for the next few years unless there is some kind of unseeable injury. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
They've always been like
No,
this.
that's how it is.
WWE
That's
has
how it is.
always booked
I'm
like this.
not. I'm not totally mad at it. I get it. It's working. It works for the company. I just, I find it a little underwhelming. Was a good word that you used. It's underwhelming to me. The title reign, in a nutshell. Yeah, it's too. Uh,
I felt the same way about Roman
you know what I'm
Reigns as a
saying?
baby.
There's no
I felt the same way
wavelengths
about
to it.
Roman Reigns when he was a babyface. Underwhelming. John Cena when he was a babyface. Underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
Shawn Michaels, underwhelming when he beat Bret Hart and held the title for that summer. Underwhelming, in my opinion. So I get that. I totally get where it's very predictable, and I think that's why it's underwhelming.
Yeah. No, we agree.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Right. All righty. So we talked about TNA and WWE's relationship. Joe Henry winning the TNA championship. Raw thoughts. AEW thoughts. Now it is my favorite time of the week. It's the what the fuck moment of the week.
I'm gonna
All
go.
right.
I'll go.
All
I'll
right.
go.
Do you want to go first?
I'll go. It's simple. It's simple. What the fuck? A heel one! A heel one, Trey! That's all I care about. That's all I care about. Some heels winning. Let's go, baby.
Nah, Jax. Woo!
Let's go. Some heels. I'm a fan of the heels. What the fuck? A heel one.
See, I think that the ending should have been different on Raw, where I think Sami Zayn accidentally cost Seth Rollins the win against Drew McIntyre, further
Oh, is that how you would have
teasing
booked it?
a Seth Rollins heel change or heel turn, but they didn't do that. They gave Rollins the roll up win, and then after the match, Sami Zayn accidentally nails Seth Rollins. To me, it's like, you really could have. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Huh? What the fuck?
What the fuck? But here's my what the fuck moment of the week. It's not that. My what the
Oh, it
fuck
wasn't that.
moment of the week is Powerhouse Hobbs being pushed and winning that battle royal, that casino gauntlet, whatever you want to call it. He wins it. He goes on to face Moxley. He's been booked very strong. He's been facing jobbers, two guys, and he faces Moxley, and they've booked themselves in a corner. But it's okay. You can have the Death Riders cheat and have Moxley win. Fuck that. We'll just have Moxley beat you fair and square. See ya later, Hobbs.
And this is why they have no stars.
What was the point of that? That's my what the fuck moment of the week, man.
What the fuck?
I just think it's
What the
ridiculous.
fuck?
All right, before we sign off, let's talk about what we're looking forward to this coming up week and next week.
Saturday's main event.
Saturday night.
I'm looking forward to it, baby.
That's right.
I couldn't watch the what's that?
Prime time as well.
Prime time, baby. Let's go. I couldn't catch the last one live, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to catch this one live.
That's what I'm looking forward to this week too. I always like it has a certain nostalgia. I love how they might pan over to like the city that they're in and important landmarks of the city. It builds up the show even more. Just little stuff like that I like. And there's a lot of big matches. There's a world title, several world title matches, women's and men's. Yeah, man,
And let's
I'm
pray.
really pumped
Let's
about it.
hope and pray. Let's hope and pray that Hulk Hogan is on and he starts to turn the heel process. Because
Yeah,
that
we
would make
get
Tonsta very happy.
CM Punk versus Hulk Hogan at
Oh,
WrestleMania.
God.
In
All
the
right.
main event. No,
I don't want to go there.
I don't want to see that either. But
don't want to see that.
if you did watch Raw, you know exactly what I'm talking about. CM Punk
Exactly.
saying he's gonna throw his dusty old ass over the top rope at the Royal Rumble if he enters
I
the
know
Royal
we got
Rumble.
to go and all. I know it's getting late, but man, Punk's been on fire, huh?
Absolutely, yeah,
Punk's been on friggin' fire.
he is.
Let's
He is
go,
proving
Punk.
all those AEW haters wrong, and I knew he
No doubt.
would. He's a problem in the locker room. Like, he never gotten any fights in all the years in ROH and WWE. He never gotten any fights. Now, I think he did get in a fight with Teddy Hart, but fuck, it's Teddy Hart.
That shit happens.
It's Teddy Hart.
It's Teddy fucking Hart. What are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly. That dude's on drugs and sniffing cat piss. All right, on that note, we'll get out of here.
Let's go.
We'll see you next week, guys. We enjoyed being here.